In this video, I'm going to be teaching a 5-step process that is directly from the book by Tsultrim Allione. She wrote a book called Feeding Your Demons. She's now Lama Tsultrim Allione, and I will link the book and I will include references as to where you can find this process, as well as I'm going to talk you through it. And then I'm going to go into a little bit of the lineage or the history behind it. And then I'm going to take you through a little journey. So feeding your demons as a 5-step process is something that doesn't always make sense in the Western world. A demon, as referenced in this Tibetan process of Chöd, is an emotional pattern or a belief or a sensation would be what it would be called in the Western world. So briefly, what a feeding your demons process looks like is you identify the demon, name and clearly establish what the emotion, pattern, or belief system is. Could be fear, could be self-doubt, could be jealousy, illness, addiction, shame. Choose one demon to work with. And then we need 2 chairs, and we're going to practice moving our body in an oracular way where you're listening from your being. And you're going to personify that demon. So close your eyes and imagine the demon as a being. You're going to notice what they look like. And then you're going to place them in front of you and you're going to interview them. You're going to ask them things like, what do you need? What do you want? What will I get? What will you get when you receive what you need? Then you need to change chairs and you're going to become the demon. So you switch places and you speak as if you are the demon. First person, I want to, I need, when I get this, I will feel. You might want to have a journal close by for this process. Or you might want to have a friend talk you through it. You're just going to let the sensations somatically arise. This is not an intellectual process. Then we're going to feed our demon, hence the title of Tsultrim's book. Return to your original seat. Visualize your body dissolving as a nourishing substance and giving the demon exactly what it needs. Don't worry, I'll talk you through this when we do the process. After that is finished, you will meet the ally. When the demon is fully fed, it naturally transforms or dissolves. So an ally can appear. This ally might look like a creature that is a support in your life. Keys to this practice. Demons are not enemies. This is a way of working with our shadows. They are misdirected life force, and often they can get caught in our conditioning, our good girl and bad girl conditioning. What we resist persists. What we nourish transforms. So feeding replaces suppression, control, and leads to transcendence. The body and imagination are trusted sources of wisdom as a result of our ability to work with instead of suppress or repress these energies. This works because it interrupts internal conflict, it restores self-leadership, it starts to build compassion towards our shadow material, it converts survival patterns into resources, supports our nervous system in safety and integration of all of our parts. So a little bit about Chöd. Chöd, Tibetan Chöd, is the art of cutting through fear. Chöd is one of the most radical spiritual technologies that was ever developed. It was born from Tibetan Buddhism and is rooted in the lived experience of impermanence. Chöd, roughly translated, is cutting to cut through. So it's not to escape fear, not to intentionally transcend fear, but to meet it so completely that it loses power over you. This is an opportunity to find out where many spiritual paths try to rise above suffering. Chöd turns towards it. So this is a practice that teaches you how to have a direct encounter with your shadows personified as demons. And instead of fighting the inner demon of fear, of shame, of craving, of grief or illness, Chöd invites us to face it, to listen to it, and to feed it exactly what it is starving for. The premise is simple and profound. What we exile becomes monstrous. What we meet with presence transforms. In Chöd, demons are not evil. They are life force bound in survival strategies. This offers some radical insights. At the heart of Chöd is a startling insight. The ego itself is the last thing to be cut through. Rather than defending identity, Chöd practices self-offering. It is a willingness to release attachments to the separate self and to meet reality without armor. It isn't symbolic or violent, it is radical compassion. The practitioners of Chöd dissolve the idea of me versus fear. This replaces it with radical intimacy. Why Chöd is so powerful physiologically. Long before modern psychology, Chöd was understood as something essential. Fear feeds on resistance. Trauma feeds on avoidance. Healing requires presence, not control. Chöd works directly with projections, with attachments, with nervous system contraction, as well as shadow material. By meeting what we've run from, the body learns safety at the deepest level. Chöd is an embodied practice. Traditionally, practitioners in places of Tibet would invoke this experience in graveyards, in the wilderness, or in liminal spaces. Chöd trains the nervous system to remain present under intensity. It relaxes uncertainty, dissolves fixations on our identity. And in the modern world, the adaptations that occur help us remove using our imagination and sensation to evoke awareness and make it deeply compatible with the somatic and the therapeutic approach. Why Chöd teaches us today. It is a cultural obsession that we live in, where we are fixing, optimizing, and transcending discomfort. In this environment, Chöd offers direct path for you to stop fighting yourself, to stop pathologizing your pain, to stop trying to be fearless. Instead, we are inviting the opportunity to listen, to nourish, and integrate. When fear is met with awareness, it becomes wisdom. When the shadow is met with compassion, it becomes power. Chöd is not about becoming better. It's about becoming whole. Not only by adding something new, but by reclaiming what was never ours to begin with. So, shall we begin? Imagine if you don't have two chairs, you're going to use your imagination for this. If you do have two chairs, I recommend you set them up facing each other. You have a journal nearby. Have a seat in one of the chairs. Step one is identifying your demon. So first, I want you to ground your body. Allow your feet to be flat. Allow your belly to be soft. Allow your spine to be long. You can hold a position of empowerment and of dignity. Take a breath from this place. You are here to identify an aspect that you are in a paradoxical relationship with. Maybe you know right away, or maybe you need to take a moment to explore. The issue can be emotional, could be a pattern, could be a belief, and perhaps a physical sensation in your body. Feeling your body for sensations, for contraction, for numbness, or simply looking for experiences of fear, self-doubt, jealousy, illness, addiction, or shame. You're only going to choose one demon to work with. You can choose that demon now. Step 2, personify your demon. The demon across from you. Imagine them arising and seated in front of you. Notice their shape, size, color, texture, temperature, age, gender, posture. Ask your demon, what do you want? Allow them to answer, and you might want to write this down. Next, ask them, what do you really need? And finally, how will you feel when you get what you need? Now you're going to become the demon. You're going to switch places with the demon, and you're going to answer. Speak as the demon in the first person. I want blank. I need blank. When I get this, I will feel. Let the answers arise somatically, not intellectually. Now we're going to feed the demon. You're going to return to your original seat. You're going to visualize your own body dissolving into the nourishing substance that the demon said that it needed. So if the demon said that it needed power, you're going to imagine yourself as power. And your demon is going to feed off of this. Visualize your own body dissolving into the nourishing substance that your demon is seeking. The shape of the substance is exactly what the demon needs. It is the exact color, the exact texture, the exact temperature, the exact quality. Feed the demon until it is completely satisfied. Do not stop early. Satisfaction of the demon is essential. When the demon is completely satisfied, you will notice that they transform. What it transforms into is the ally. Meet the ally. When your demon is fully fed, it naturally transforms or dissolves. From this transformation, the ally appears. Ask the ally, how will you help me? How can I access you in daily life? Allow the ally to merge with your body. Rest and integrate. This process is incredibly simple. It can be used for any perceived shadow or demon. And the more you practice it, the more easeful it becomes. The more it makes sense, the more you can move through it quickly. The steps are included with this training video. I recommend practicing as much as it feels like you can when the resistance appears. Happy feeding your demons.